Hi guys, welcome back. I thought I would do a little kind of calm sit down video, just having a bit of a chat, catching up, seeing where we're up to. It's been an absolute mental past 6-7 months, hasn't it? And it just feels like this year has just flown by. I don't know about anybody else, but it feels like yesterday that I was pregnant with Arthur and now he's won. Like, he's won. I can't believe it. It feels like time is just slipping away. So I just wanted to kind of film this to almost ground myself as well, and to be able to look back on this and just like, it's almost like having a chat to myself, but I'm gonna have a chat to you guys and just have my cup of tea. I do want to get some really nice mugs because I've not really got any nice mugs anymore. They're all broken. As you can tell, it is so quiet in the house. Arthur is having a nap and it's eerily quiet. For so long now, there's always been noise, and my body isn't quite used to it, let alone my mind. I'm just used to sort of noise. Florence is back in school, so is Edie. She started preschool this term, so it's been going well actually. Back to school's gone quite well. Florence in the first week, she actually really struggled with it, and it was surprising because before that she'd loved school, but during the lockdown we'd kind of established a really nice homeschooling routine, and it wasn't strict. It was more like how I envisage like real life homeschooling going, bar the going out and being able to utilize things outside of the house. It was a lot more relaxed. If days she didn't want to do things, then we didn't. We would just do them another day or save it till later. And we just integrated a lot of like English, maths, science, all the basic stuff that we learn in school into activities instead, and tried to tailor them to her sort of like needs and her interests. So a lot of her interests are around like the world, our animals. So anything to do with English language, we would integrate things to do with maths, to do with science, use YouTube as a really good resource, and other things on TV. But also she's quite creative, so we do a lot of creative stuff and art stuff, and we'd spend a lot of time outside no matter what the weather was like. I mean, we was quite lucky, weren't we, with the weather? It's quite nice, so I was off. Edie is absolutely shattered, like so tired. I end up carrying her home, and although that's not good for my back, I just kind of like that because she's not going to be like that forever. So yeah, it's kind of going well. In terms of like myself, I need to establish like a good like bedtime, work time boundaries, because I've got into really bad habits of just working whenever I can in between things, and I really need to kind of establish some good boundaries again now that everybody's in a bit more of a better routine and a bit more of a formal routine. I can do that. I couldn't do that before, so that's fine. And I feel really fortunate actually to be able to work from home and it work as well. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's been really difficult, and Mike's working from home, so if he's in meetings or he's got anything to do with the kids having to be quiet or being able to be quiet, it's just really, really difficult. But we've kind of made it work, and the key with us is like maintaining, just keeping those conversations like open and being able to talk to each other about it, because if we didn't talk about it, I think it would definitely get on top of both of us. I'm kind of the person who will just kind of say it out loud and just not necessarily in the moment. I can hold on to things, like contain them a little bit, but I'd prefer to, like, if there's something that would be more helpful or something that annoys me more, like, I'll just say like, could you do this instead of that, or could you not do that, like, because of this? Whereas Mike kind of doesn't say anything. If something's annoying him that I'm doing, he won't say it, and then he kind of holds it all in and then just goes bleh. It all comes out all at once, which is fine. Like, that's his way of processing, so I get that. Oh my god, I've just spotted there is a guy doing something on the roof and my heart just sank a little bit. Oh my goodness. He's doing some tiling over us. I was like, what the hell is that bird? But yeah, he's just doing tiling. Anyway, yeah, that's ruined my flow. Let me have a drink. But yes, so I'm going to start doing a bit more of a self-care, well-being, looking after myself, and as well working on like our relationship, Mike and I, because I think if the one thing that's been massively neglected during this whole period of time is our relationship, like our alone time, the time where we kind of sit down and just sit with each other and just be with each other and talk, and even watching a film, stuff like that, it just completely went by the wayside because we get the kids to bed. Baby suffered terribly with colic, like absolutely awfully. We've had lots of struggles with allergies and trying to figure those out. So we've had lots of sleepless nights over the past year. So as soon as it was night time, then that was like our work time, and we wasn't going to bed till like 1, 2 in the morning, and then getting up at like 5, 6 o'clock with the 3-year-old, and then the 6-year-old was up, and then baby. It was just like an endless cycle. Like, we was just on this treadmill of going and going and going. So I think now we need to really just kind of re-establish our relationship. Not that there's anything wrong with our relationship, it's just that relationships go through periods of time where you don't spend so much focus on them, and you need to put in work into relationships. They don't just happen. I think like there's this real big misconception. I'm not sure whether it's with generations above me, but definitely like maybe generations below, possibly. Don't know, tell me if I'm wrong, but that if things aren't working, then like you kind of just don't work at it. And I'm not saying that, I'm really, really not saying that you don't put effort into your relationships. What I'm saying is that there is a difference between putting up with things that you're not happy with and that people won't change for. And if you're miserable in a relationship, to just expecting things to just work regardless of any effort. You have to kind of meet somewhere together that you are two individuals with opposing views and sometimes different values or morals, and you have to kind of figure those out and negotiate those sometimes. And if you don't have the time and effort to spend trying to work them together, then it can become that you end up just moving slowly and slowly apart and end up that there is no kind of return to that. Whereas most relationships do kind of go like this anyway, naturally, and it is a natural thing for things like that to happen, and generally happen because of outside, like external, like factors, like example, a lot of pressure being put on due to lockdown, due to time constraints, work constraints, etc. So that's something that I'm definitely going to focus on doing over the next month or so. It's not that we're off track, it's just that I kind of like making effort. It's nice to do that. So if you're feeling like that with your other half, it's sometimes a kind of a flash to say, okay, let's try and do something about this. Let's talk it out, and giving each other the space to be able to do that, like safely, is really nice, because sometimes you just don't like your other half. That's okay. That's okay. You can't like everyone all the time. I don't expect everyone to like me all the time. Yeah, I suppose what I'm trying to say is it's important to put effort into relationships, and they don't just happen, and I don't want to perpetuate that misconception that they just happen and that they're okay, and people are ever changing and so are relationships, and that's okay. You know, I don't expect us to stay the same the whole time, so but I do like putting that effort in, and that's something that I'm going to focus on anyway. And then in terms of the house, so we've done so much to this house and we love it, we really do, but we've always had this like niggling feeling that we want to move somewhere a bit quieter, a bit more villagey. Like we do live in a village, but it's not really a village, you know, like one of those that they say they're a village because it's like cool. Um, I look out of like the front window, like I just said about this, like a man doing tiling, literally just like over the road. I can see like there's like 8, 9 houses out the front. I can just see from sat here. If I go into my garden, I can see 16 houses. It's a very overlooked, very busy. It's a lovely school that they go to, but you know, I think we've got very kind of confident kids, and if we had to homeschool for a while, I'd be happy with that. So we've made the decision that we are going to move. And it feels like quite scary saying that out loud. But the kind of recent times have shown us that we can work from home as much as it's been stressful and kind of it's unprecedented, isn't it? You just would never have ever thought that this could have happened. And life is so short, it's so fragile, and we just really want to go somewhere where the kids can have a bit of a quieter existence, really. And we're hoping that we found somewhere that gives us that opportunity and that lifestyle. And it might be that, you know, that's our forever home and we stay there. It might be that we reassess that in a couple of years' time. We really don't know, but where we are planning to go to is somewhere where we kind of know. It's in Wales and it's going to be a big lifestyle change for us. But we've kind of evolved over the years as much as relationships change, as people change. And we've evolved to, we live in Manchester and we don't go into Manchester that often. We don't go to big kind of shopping centres that often anymore. And a lot of the things that we do are quite home centred. One of the big things that we will massively miss is our family, but Mike's mum and dad, they holiday down there. They actually have got 3 holidays booked there over the next 12 months anyway. So at the very, very least, it'll be 3 times a year that we'll see them. And my parents moved last year to about 45-50 minutes ago away from us. So we don't see them as often as we would like. And yeah, I would love for my mum and dad to be closer to us, but that's just not a possibility at the moment. And I think you find that like when you're at different like times of your life, like where we feel is suited to us, they have found their place where they feel suited to them. And we will figure it out, you know, we will work that out. It's not like we're going to the other side of the world or I have to get on a plane to go and visit them. It's 2 hours away, and if they don't feel like they can kind of drive, I'll go and pick them up. I'm not bothered. We're quite lucky that I'm working from home or work for myself, so it's like I can be more flexible, and they've got their own business, so they can be more flexible. So I feel like they're very, very fortunate in that sense. The kind of day-to-day stuff we don't really have that anyway, you know, like picking them up from school and stuff like that. So that won't be like massively impacted anyway. But I will massively miss them. But we've learned through like lockdown that we can still keep this relationship open. Yeah, I can just hear Mikey working from home today. So yeah, I think it's just shown us that we can kind of exist in a different space and figure life differently. And you know, if it was to all fall apart and when we move, then we've had an adventure for a couple of years and we'll be able to figure it out and find our feet. Life's short and we really, really are looking forward to this next stage. So I'm excited to kind of show you the progress that we've made here, because obviously I've not been able to do that with us all being really busy and all being here. I'm going to do a vlog of kind of the progress from before to after in this house. We've kind of nearly done. We're still doing a few bits. So I have a home account on Instagram. I'll pop that in the description below if you fancy following along on the progress of this house. And yes, as much as I will be very, very sad, and I will be sad to leave this house, it's just doesn't fit us anymore. I think it's more the where it is, if could pick it up and move it, we probably would, but I'm sure a lot of people say that about moving house. So yes, that's where we're at. Mr. Miles is just as still as giddy as anything. I don't know if you can see him, he's literally just sat at the door just looking at me like that with his big floppy ears, our dog. Yeah, so I think that is it. I will come and let me know if you like these sorts of chatty videos, and I'll do another one. You can hear him winching now. He's like, you said my name? Don't come here, pup. Miles. You wanna come here? Come here. Come on. This is Mr. Miles. He was our first puppy. He's 9 now. Hey? He does a lot of whinging and a lot of I need cuddles, don't he, pup? But he's absolutely such a lovely dog, and he's really, really good with the kids as well. So yeah, just say hello. Saying hello, it's like, no, just stroke me. Stroke me, woman. Hey? Do I smell or something? Right, so I will see you all in the next video. If you've chanced upon this video somehow and you are new to my channel, please do subscribe and take care. I'll see you soon. Bye.